Have you ever wondered why your downswing with the driver feels so inconsistent? 1 minute you get it into this perfect slot, it feels like, and then you're striking the golf club pure and hitting drivers like this one on the screen now. And then the next time you try this, you take the club to the top nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden it feels too disconnected and it slices, it hooks, it tops, it thins, it does anything apart from give you that centre strike and hitting it straight down the middle. But what if I was to tell you that your golf swing and the downswing is probably fairly connected still, but it's the timing that is causing this issue. It's the timing of this downswing and one little move in particular that's causing these unwanted outcomes on the screen here. So when I say the timing of this movement, if you swing ever so slightly faster than what you're used to doing, it can completely change the way the downswing is with driver, all depending on how connected and how controlled that downswing move is. Which is why sometimes when you hit those nice smooth drives, it goes straight down the middle, it feels great, everything feels connected. But when you try this and it goes a little bit quicker in the downswing, you go a bit quicker to hit that golf ball, it doesn't quite work out the same. So this is all down to a movement that I've noticed a couple of my students make in person and online. All this is simply they'll get to the very top of their swing, and as they make their way down and begin to rotate around, get this correct swing sequence starting from the lower body and then moving the hips, moving the torso all the way up to the arms. What can you notice here with my right arm? My right arm in this position here is moving away, it's flaring out, my elbow's flaring out and away from me, the arm is moving further away from me. And look at this camera angle here, look what that does to the actual club in the downswing. It causes it to come out in front of us. With driver, we want to be slightly more shallower to get that upward motion lovely into our path, probably see those draws instead of those fades or slices. And if we're doing this movement in the downswing and we're going really quick doing this, we're going to get disconnected very quickly and therefore have to do a lot through impact to try and recover from this. Hence why you're noticing a wide variety of inconsistent golf shots. But how can we fix this issue where we get to the top of the swing and we notice this action here? Just an exaggeration, usually it would look like a little bit more like this here, where just the gap in between the right arm and the right side of my right chest muscle here begins to increase. We want to see this more set in this position here, more connected on the downswing. This right arm working more out in front of us as we begin to rotate and screw up the face. And it's doing a combination of these two things on the screen now. So the first one is all to do with rotation. So if we don't rotate enough into the top of the swing, although the backswing feels nice and smooth, it feels great, although if we get our club into the top of the position here and we don't rotate enough into the top of the swing, look where my right arm begins to go. It begins to flare out anyway. So as soon as we make our way into the downswing and we start to fire those hips, we're going to be pushing this right arm further away from us and that club's going to get stuck on the outside. Whereas if we can get more rotation into the top of the swing, you can see here it makes it much easier for me to bring the club. There is room now to bring the club back down into this nice and tucked position. We don't want them literally snugging up together like this, just ever so slightly in this tucked position here, which straight away you can see from the club there, just an exaggeration of doing this, it makes it go on the inside, easier to get that attack angle. It's a great drill just to help you improve the rotation, the amount of rotation that you can generate in your swing. And this training aid here helps you identify how much you rotate. Is this training aid here called the True Turn Pro. What this does, it just makes it easier for me to make my backswing and allow for that extra bit of turn into the top of the swing. I've been using this a couple of times to warm up with as well because it really encourages especially my upper body and my lower body, but my upper body to follow this to get this extra bit of turn here. You can see how much my shoulders are turning from this angle here. Just makes it much easier to get that sensation of rotating round as opposed to staying very lateral with the body and then, oh wait, if I don't rotate the hips now and try that, I can only go so far. So straight away you're going to correct this and get this back working towards the target, facing towards the target in the backswing, and get this full turn, full leverage up to the top of your swing. So try this now with the driver. Taking the driver, making that swing up to the very top without even doing anything else in my swing. I'm just going to encourage that full turn now, I can really feel that extra wind up to the top of the swing, and you can see here loads of room now to be able to bring the driver back down on a more reliable plane, and therefore fixing what this right arm does. If the right arm is set in this position from the rotation up to the top, easier to bring it back down. If it's set at the top of the swing with no rotation, you can see straight away what it does, and therefore it's going to have to push out to create that room. So we've got to get that rotation to create the room to begin with. For the second part of this combination, we've just covered there this rotation, getting this full turn into the backswing. What's the second thing? The second thing is all to do with the set position up to the top of the swing and the downswing. Now we've got this added rotation, we've got to be making sure that this arm is set in that position on the way down every single time. And what am I doing here with my right palm? I've got my right palm facing towards the camera at the moment, haven't I? If I was to have my right palm pointing at me, you can see straight away that does to the elbow and the entire arm. It gets this disconnection, this action to happen as we make our way in that downswing. So if we can set this arm, just have a couple of swings, set in this right arm of ours, this trail arm, with the palm facing away from us, that immediately gets this elbow set facing towards the body, and we make our backswing. Now, I just want you to think, as you're making this full turn up to the top of the swing, you're going to be making a bicep curl. Bicep curl where that hand's folding beautifully up to the top of the swing, and just to help with club face control, so controlling that club face, have that palm facing towards the sky, almost as if like you've got a set of plates and you're holding on to them at the very top of the swing. So this action here, you can see what that does to my right arm, sets it more in a vertical plane position, as opposed to getting no rotation whatsoever and then having to conjure up something on the way up to the top. So combining these two drills together, I'm going to take my right hand and place it onto the club with the palm facing away from me, my left hand, the lead hand, onto the grip as normal, with the GX Glove logo facing away from me. And as I get this turn into the swing, I'm just going to allow this right arm to bicep curl up to the top. And that helps me set the club in that great position at the top, and then maintain this position on the way down. You can see that as I'm maintaining this position on the way down, I am actually allowing the club to come down, and you can see there my right arm is beginning to extend a little bit, but look at where the elbow is facing. It's facing still inwards towards the body. It's not, and it can't physically flare out if we've got this separation of the grip, which is why this is a great combination doing the two, because you'd end up hitting yourself with the grip. So turning up to the top, allowing that right arm to set and fold as you get that extra turn into the top of the backswing is going to make this part so much easier. So getting the full turn there, folding that right arm correctly. Right, let's see what happens. Okay, so wasn't the best of strikes, and I've pushed it miles to the right. Why could that be the case? Well, if I've been able to get it into that perfect slot in the backswing, sometimes now and again we can have this tendency to push the club away. So if we push the club away still, it's going to cause the elbow to flare out. And when I say push the club away, I want you to imagine that the swing works on an arc, an actual arc of the club, where it works back on this circle, all the way back and forth. So when we get this swing circle taking place and we get to the top of our swing and we do this action here, it's pushing the club not just further on the outside in relation to where the path is, but it's also pushing that circle further away. So if we're pushing the circle further away, the time it takes us to reach the golf ball, we're already getting that slice path in the game, which is why that one then started straight and then curved 2 foot to the right with that poor strike. Just a quick shout out to GX Golf. They provide high quality golf clubs for a fraction of the price in comparison to the rest on the market. Using my discount code below Harry10, you can get yourself a great 10% discount off any bundled packages of 3, 6 or 9 golf clubs. I've been using these for the last couple of months, really impressed with the products, going to be using them for the rest of the season. I'd highly recommend you check them out and see what you think for yourself. Just to make sure, to ensure that when you start practicing this, it starts working faster, rather than wondering, well, I've got those 2 points set into the backswing, why is it working for me? I'm going to add a bonus tip into this, and this bonus tip is all to do with that first point in the downswing all the way up to where the club just reaches parallel to the ground. Now, if I wanted to skim a stone, I wouldn't throw it this way. I wouldn't throw it towards the ground and stick my elbow out like this here, would I? What I would do instead is I would skim the stone by bringing my elbow this way, allow my hand and club to work underneath me. And you can see here what that does to the elbow straight away. Get this hand working underneath as opposed to going over. The same thing applies when we take a ball like this here and place it in between our hands. If we get this action with the elbow here, we're going to throw the ball out to the left. See if we can get the ball to be thrown out to the right. So up to the top, out to the right. So if you just watch that on video again, look how that sets this right arm into position here. It allows me to start this transition from the trail side to lead side, moving that weight forward and round as I'm allowing this arm to stay close to me and then attacking the ball from a great angle. So skimming the stone or throwing the ball with both hands, skimming the stone is a great one just to get the sensation of the right hand where we're getting underneath here with the elbow staying out in front and allowing it to release on the way through rather than that action there. So taking my driver just to ensure I'm getting this correct feel of that skimming of the stone or throwing the golf ball, I'm going to place my driver vertical to the ground. I'm going to have my right palm facing towards the screen. So as I make my way up to the top, if I make sure I get this right arm working underneath, well, look what that does to the elbow. It helps me get it set underneath and then swinging on the way through. If it goes over, then we've got this elbow working over. If it goes too close, we also get this elbow working away as the hand comes too close. So we can work it up to the top and allow that right palm to continue facing towards the target. That's the same action as skimming the stone. Getting this elbow working this way as opposed to that way. So skimming the stone, throwing the ball, getting that feeling from this elbow staying close to the body as opposed to pushing outwards. Let's see if we can get this one straighter. That was definitely a better strike, ever so slightly out the heel, which is something that I'm struggling with for another reason at the moment, but definitely a much better outcome that I would certainly take on the golf course. And if you would take that outcome on the golf course, make sure you give these tips and drills a try. And if you're looking for more methods to help you stop this movement here of casting over the top, trying to stop that slice in your golf game, I recommend checking out this video over here for more tips on this. And all the links will be in the description below for the training aids and the golf gloves. Thanks for watching.